I'm Genevieve Bargello.
And I'm Eileen Wurst.
And this is CFB News.
I'm here live in the parking lot of the boot warehouse run by Madame Clementine Dubois at the historic new sale, Bovine Boot Bonanza. That's right, you will see a bunch of cows behind me because everybody can get a 50% discount based on how many boots they can put on their bovine. Right over here, I'm over here talking to Annabelle. Annabelle is a lovely bovine weighing 250 pounds, I think, whatever cows weigh. And with this bovine, you're nibbling on my sweater there. Anyway, Annabelle is predicted to be carrying possibly up to 100 pairs of boots. She is capable of producing milk. And we have heard that if you are able to produce a little bucket of milk, you can get a free customization boot. And speaking of customizations, I'm going to take it over to Genevieve Bargello to discuss a new customization.
Thank you, Eileen. It's also interesting to point out, having this bovine sale really feels like a big moment for Clatfartburg. Some people in town may not be happy about it because of the history with the cow army in the past, but I think it kind of represents the new, more open point of view newer generations have had to the entire animal kingdom. Speaking of the animal kingdom, the new customizable boot offered in tandem with this sale is the Sinaster with spurs. It's a black boot with little spurs on the end, and yes, it does have sound. With each step, you'll hear one of Sinaster's haunting neighs. Perfect for the Halloween season that's not for 8 months. This has been CFB.
Oh, the cows are stampeding! No! Oh, God, run! Run, Eric, run! Golly gee, Felicia. You look around Clatfartburg, and we haven't really talked about it, but there are dogs. They are domesticated. They are happily living with people who live in Clatfartburg. And when you have that many dogs, they enjoy each other's company. They enjoy having packs. This is because wolves, ancestry, all that shit. And where should they congregate if not a dog park? So today, we're going to create the most beautiful, fucking, happy, delightful little dog park that this earth has ever fucking seen. And I'm really excited. It's going to be great.
I'm going to say this right now, Elaine, you're in the driver's seat today. Not saying I'm not going to contribute, but I have not owned a dog, nor really been to any dog parks because I have not owned a dog. And wasn't friends with a lot of people who had it, just like never had the opportunity, and it's not that I'm not a dog person. Like I consider myself unmade up on the point,
Yeah.
Because I haven't had a dog yet, so I don't know. It's like I'm a cat person by default because I have a cat, but I'm not a huge cat person generally. I just like my cat a lot.
Exactly. No, I totally get that. And I think it'll actually be really nice to have that perspective because I think there's opportunities to include maybe some other animals. I think I have some ideas.
Okay.
Exactly. Because it's Clatfartburg. If you think people aren't walking their cats on leashes, you don't know this town. Yeah. You don't know this town. Yeah. We've got ferrets on leashes. We've got chickens on leashes. That's almost illegal. It feels weird. Birds, disease. I don't know. Well, this is now entering Clatfartburg. I'm Elaine.
I'm Felicia.
And this is a world-building podcast where we're expanding upon the fictional town of Clatfartburg. I own a dog. Her name is Fern, and she's snoring super loudly at my feet. I don't think the mic is picking it up, but if you hear anything that sounds like a nice ocean sound, it's the sound of air shooting through my dog's nostrils.
Beautiful.
Here's what I'm thinking. Dog parks are best when they're big.
Yes.
It is fantastic when they have a lot of land to roam around, and it's great to know that they can't escape.
Right.
I have witnessed some really impressive escapes in my time. There was a dog park that I went to in Charleston all the time, and I could stay there for 4 hours and have the best time. Fern was having the best time. And it was surrounded by a lake that did have alligators in it, and nice. That was fun. I thought, let's not have alligators in our situation, I'm going to say.
Hot take, no alligators.
No alligators, sorry. I think they're a friendly pond. I will say a friendly pond.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, that's all to say that I did watch a beagle who I thought her name was Creeper swim across the lake and then happily just start trotting away. And someone was like, Creeper! And then I thought it was like, wait, Reaper? Anyway, I was walking. I found Reaper, put Fern's leash on Reaper, and I'm holding Fern crazy with one hand. I'm like hopping around. I'm like, I've got Reaper. I'm like yelling this, and someone's like, oh my gosh. Oh, like, and then it was like some random, like totally normal dog name like Remington or like Remy or something. And I was like running around yelling Reaper with a beagle. Anyway, I don't want anyone to have to go through that the way that I did, even though I saved their fucking dog. But I felt deep shame, and I was like, Fern, we have to leave now.
Yeah.
But yes, there should be water, because watching dogs play in water is so silly. Watching dogs swim, it's like they shouldn't be able to do that, but they can. I'm gonna instate a fictional dog that is actually based on a real dog.
Okay.
Just because everyone should know this. If you're having a rough day, I want you to think of a stout little pitty wearing a life jacket, even though he only goes up to his knees. He always has a toy in his mouth, and his name is Potato.
I've never seen Elaine look so happy.
I really love Potato so fucking much, because all Potato does is Potato goes to the water, stays in the shower, and just like runs around the entire time with a toy in his mouth. I don't know Potato's owner. I literally just was there and there was Potato, and I'm like, I fucking love this dog. So I'm instating that there is a Potato in this dog park, and whatever may be, but that's it. So now the things you want in a dog park, again, land, water, but here's what I'm thinking. Agility courses. I'm thinking, what about some nice things for the owners? You know, what about some nice seating? What about some fun experiences that way? And then also I'm thinking, what about those of us who have cats and stuff? What if there's a side little park? Because what they do at dog parks usually is you'll have the big main dog park, and then off to the side is the tiny dogs dog park. This is your chihuahuas, your little dachshunds, the ones that could get stomped on. They go over there to have a nice little time, you know? But I want them to also have a big park, because the little dogs usually get a tiny little square. So that's like the blueprint. I'm like out of breath. I got so excited about Potato. But I'm coming back, and I'm coming back to reality. I'm coming back to earth. So I'm thinking, what are you feeling? Should we design an agility course that's fun for every dumb dog out there?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm thinking dog on a seesaw. That's crazy. Let's do it.
Yes.
I can't imagine. Now, my dog Fern is afraid of everything, so this would alarm her. But I'm thinking like Labrador energy. Labradors just
they do basically do a seesaw in agility. They like run up one end.
Oh yeah.
The other. So
they totally do.
We just invented a standard agility course.
We're just inventing the agility course. I think that there should be a theme to this dog park. I think that'll be fun.
Absolutely.
I know we love a theme, and I think we should really lean into it, you know?
I was thinking, you could have one, you could go wild and make it a miniature Clatfartburg. That could be crazy.
Oh my God. And then dog names for every establishment that's there.
Yeah.
Nancy Pawkins.
Right.
The Black Labsmith.
Exactly. I think that might be a way to go, because you got options there, you know?
Oh, this is great. Okay. Because then the pond is the lake.
Yes. Okay, the pond is the lake.
Oh.
And there is there a tiny boat or like a raft on the lake to represent Herbert's barge?
I think there has to be. I think. God. Okay. Oh my God.
It's going to be the most self-referential episode, and it's going to be so.
This is crazy. Okay, so hear me out. I'm not going to steal totally from my whole life, but one of the things that would happen at the dog park with this shared lake, a group of old men would come together to do their model boat sailing, and they would do races, and they would have tiny buoys. These things are like maybe the size of your forearm, okay? But they look like fancy boats, and they are racing them, and it is a serious business.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe one of these, and it can be remote controlled by an employee who's like, you know, shifting things around, but maybe that's going, but they've cranked up the motor really high so that it's moving fast.
Yeah.
I think they probably have to change it out because dogs are going out there to like get them, but maybe the boat is also used to pick up stray tennis balls. Sometimes you throw a ball in the water and your dog looks at you like you're the fucking idiot, you know, and they don't go after it.
Right. Yeah.
You know? And I think that maybe this little boat
has like a net.
Yeah. And then it picks up all the tennis balls. That's so cute.
That's really good. I like that.
I didn't realize I was this excited about dog park things, but I'm thrilled. So we just did a little snack break, and I had a really great idea while we were on the snack break, and then we'll go back to all the fun theming. What if once a day at 3:00, somebody dresses up in those, like, when the police dogs are training to, like, attack somebody, someone's wearing the, like, Michelin Man fluffy suit kind of thing. Someone's wearing that, but dressed as, like, the postal worker and just sprints across the field as the dog.
I feel like that would be training them into bad habits.
That's fair. Maybe it could be maybe it's only one day a year. It can be
the running of the postman.
The running of the postman. Wait, okay, so then there's a USPS, a UPS, a FedEx, and we'll do a dash driver. And they all dress up and they suit up, and then there's some underground gambling on who will make it across the field without any little nibbles, you know. But we'll just pretend none of the dogs have like a bloodthirsty rage about it. They're just like, oh, look, this giant clunky man is running around, which is why Barnacle Crispin actually had a hard time when he tried to like go into the dog park one time because he knew someone who had a dog. They saw that suit and they went, oh my God, it's post hour. And they all went after him and he had to hop into the pond. His safe place. But he didn't know dogs could swim. Fun fact. He didn't know that.
That would make sense. I don't think he would know that.
Yeah, you know, it's just one of those things
that man is not a dog owner. He owns like
no.
a frog at most.
Like a big bullfrog.
Yeah, big.
Ooh. What'd you name him?
I just said big.
Oh, I thought you called him Bacon. I was like, that's crazy.
He could be named Bacon, that's fine. I'm fine
giant
with that.
Frog named Bacon is crazy. But great. Okay. So looking at the town, I'm thinking that there should be some historic things that can also be fun for dogs. I'm thinking the Big Stick is there.
Yes.
A classic.
I think the Big Stick is there. Do we think they just planted, like, made a monument of a large stick and put it in the ground because dogs like sticks? So more than a skyscraper, they would like a big stick.
They would. Now,
so it's just like a statue of a really big stick.
A statue of a really big stick. Sometimes there's like little like holes where they can put in real sticks so dogs can be like, oh, it's a stick tree and grab it. The only thing they didn't count for is they were like, it's like P Central. Like this thing has been marked aggressively that it's a different color on the bottom. Now, don't worry. We'll get to Henry Piss Dog and how he interacts in this dog park. That's its own separate
of course
experience for him. You know, he's actually provided new improvements and additions.
Well, the Henry Piss Dog Botanical Gardens are on the edge.
Well, see, Henry Piss Dog actually was the face of why the smaller dogs should get a better dog park situation than just a sad little square with chain link fence next door when they can see everybody is off like attacking the postman. Little dogs have a lot of rage within them. They want to exercise that right as well. Exactly. They want to go hang out with Potato in the shallow end. Just because they're small doesn't mean they can't do things, I guess, you know?
Maybe there's Henry Piss Dog's Petite Play Place.
Yes. Yes, there is. His pee-pee, if you will.
Henry Piss Dog's pee-pee.
Mr. Success pee-pee. So you have like main Clatfartburg recreation, and then you go to Henry Piss Dog's Petite Play Place. And I don't think it's Clatfartburg themed over there. I think it's, do they lean into making everything like smaller so they feel like they're big dogs? Are you okay with?
I was just trying to move away while I chewed some particular.
I thought you were like about to vomit, and I was like, oh my God, wait, whoa.
I'm fine.
I was like, whoa, drama.
Guys, I'm finishing some gnocchi because I miscalculated prior to recording. And I'm struggling.
But it's not the Amy's burrito. Like, we're safe. We're safe.
No, it's better. I feel like I've been very unprofessional recently, and I want to apologize. I did just move. I'm allowed.
It's a rough period. And it's
a period of transition.
Yes.
Is it just an even smaller Clatfartburg? I don't think it is that. But it's just,
I don't think it is.
No,
I don't think it is. I mean, we know he loves plants, and he loves peeing on them. So maybe there's a lot of tiny little bushes.
Yeah, I think a lot of it. I think it's like a mini garden. Like, I think it's like very well manicured and nice. But I do think there should be some more of a theme there, but I'm not really sure.
I'm thinking Wonders of the World. Because if you're a little dog, dream big. They can climb up these little guys, you know? We've got...
The big dogs get Clatfartburg, but we get the world.
Yeah, we get the pyramids, okay? And they're, like, climbing up these little pyramids. They're, like, sliding down them. They're having a great time. I'm just imagining, like, a corgi just trying to do anything with their stumpy little legs. And then I think there's also just a really fun movie section because the documentary came out. And so they created a whole, like, Hollywood but for dogs section.
Oh,
so
fun.
There's, like, a little, like, hallway they can walk down where little photos are taking of them, and then you can go pick up the photos at the end.
Gosh,
it's just your dog
cute.
being, like, prancy, prancy, prancy. And then they come out, and they can select different toys. I think there's fun little toys. I think at both parks they have unique toys available. The tennis ball, simple. But what if it was more than just a tennis ball? What if it... Sometimes I start a sentence and I'm like, something will happen at the end, right?
I'm going to come up with it, definitely.
Right? And then just panic wells within me. I was like, I literally was about to make a Pokeball, and that's not right. I was like, what if it, like, exploded into something else? Like, that's fucking crazy, Elaine. No. But what, I mean, okay, we love sounds. I would love actually, there is a dog toy that if you throw it, it makes like a whoa, 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 whoa sound. And they love it. They love that shit.
Yeah.
So we can have one that goes boing. We can have one that goes, I'm a fancy little dog.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway.
Using some of that boot sound technology.
Yes. I mean, there are some dog boots out there as well. I think that there should be...
one of the jokes I thought of for the news segment was a Henry Piss dog boot that when you step your left foot, it goes, this is your brain, and your right brain, a foot goes on beast.
Your brain on beast. It's really good if you take slow walks. You're a nice slow walker. A Barnacle Crispin paste boot.
Yeah. It's custom for him, believe it or not. Big Henry Piss dog fan. Actually, that makes sense.
Oh man,
I don't want to be in the same group as Barnacle Crispin in any capacity.
No, yeah, I was just thinking about that too.
I'm a Henry Piss dog fan. Anyway, okay, so
there's always at dog parks there are the little foster groups that come out there with all the dogs that say "Adopt Me" on their little bandanas. I think that they should have, like, new to Clatfartburg, whatever, and they get to go through... Okay. This is actually something we're going to have to discuss. I think there has to be a staff fully involved.
Yes, I do think so.
I think usually dog parks are kind of like come one, come all, like in and out, but I think this is going to require a staff team.
I think admission is quite affordable, but I think it is like a little bit of a membership based, but not expensive.
Yeah, like maybe it's like $5, but at least having the paywall to, like... make sure that
people are committed. People have dogs that are coming in. They aren't just, this isn't a tourist situation. Like, you need an
Lamarck
ID.
Rouge has been trampled.
Need an ID. This is like it's like a YMCA for dogs. That's what this is.
Yes.
YMCA
and that's actually
model.
Nice. They're making sure that everyone's vaccinated. They're making sure that, like, hey, is your dog okay hanging out with other dogs? If not,
it sounds pretty cool.
Your dog can go to the solitary what's
Saloon?
a word with the solitary saloon. It's for dogs who don't get along great with other dogs. So it's a big old saloon, but with individual rooms within it, which makes it sound like a brothel, but it's not.
Or
it's a saloon. It's just a little mini saloon, and they hop on in, and it's got all the fun things. So, like, they can go get a beer. It's just like water, but then they get little, like, dog treats, and then they can do like a little duel with somebody. It's like the guy's like, ha, and he, like, shoots his little gun, but a little tennis ball comes out, and the dog catches it, and it can keep having their duel, so to speak.
They're dressed up in costume for the dog. Like, the dog's gonna know,
Yeah,
like,
they're like, oh. I'm like, you can put a little saddle on your dog if you feel it. I don't know. If your dog's a horse having a duel with a cowboy, because that's how that works.
Yes, that's how it works famously.
Well, there is actually, and then there is the dogs that don't get along together. There is one activity they do get along with, and that's when they go play poker in the main lobby. So they'll go around and they'll play dog poker.
That's good. That's really
but that's
good.
about it. So there's movie nights.
Of course.
There's movie nights. You bring out your dog, you go to Clatfartburg, you go to wherever the movie theater section is, but then they put up a bigger screen for humans to be with their dogs. Mm-hmm. And they're watching 101 Dalmatians. They're watching
Hotel for Dogs.
Not
Marley and Me.
Homeward Bound. That was the one I was thinking of. Homeward Bound.
We want positive dog stories.
Only positive dog stories.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't fuck with Where the Red Fern Grows.
Airbud.
That's not
Snow
necessary.
Buddies.
Yes.
They're getting all the hits.
Hell yeah. Beverly Hills Chihuahua, maybe. I've never seen it. Seems
that was
a bit...
the exact movie I was trying to think of at that moment.
And that's for the small dog
Sharpay's
section.
Fabulous Adventure. You know Austin Butler's in that movie?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wild, right?
That's something. And he actually comes out for the opening.
Everybody.
Oh, no. Nobody knows who he is in Clatfartburg, though.
They do not give a shit.
And they don't care.
Not into the filmography of Baz Luhrmann, which feels wild for the town, but that's where they draw the line. But that's my personal opinion.
They actually, like, even the people who brought him to do, like, the ribbon cutting, whatever, accidentally forgot to give him an update, so he came a day before, and no one was there to do it. He was, like, just alone in this empty dog park. Like,
Canonically, in Clatfartburg, Austin Butler was called a day early for a dog movie theater premiere and was left standing alone in an empty dog park.
It started raining, and he's walking along, and he's like, just head down, sad. He's like, I don't know what to do. Oh, and he was walking on the seesaw, and it slaps him in the face. I'm not a good dog agility. Oh. And he's like, I need me a drink. And so he walks. He's like, oh, I see a saloon. I'm gonna go to the saloon. And he walks into the saloon, pelted by a tennis ball from a cowboy right to the dick. And then it's like, oh, no, no. Where are the hound dogs? And he's like, I need me a drink. And it's like, oh, it's weird lake water. What's going on? And then they found him the next day because there is a nice little dog bag session. He's like, well, this is a weird hotel.
He got blackout drunk on the dog lake water and passed out in one of the solitary saloon cells.
And he was found by a Labradoodle. And then when the ribbon cutting happened, he did go to it, but he looked very haggard and was in quite a state.
Did not take off the sunglasses. It was 8 p.m.
So,
you ain't nothing but a hound dog. It was great. And he did a little performance.
He really turned it around. Like, considering, honestly, like, he did well. People had wanted to maybe bring the Jim Parsons animatronic down there, but they were fearful of the elements, the water, you know. I mean, he already had one forest runaway.
Right.
Don't want that to happen again. So Austin Butler is what they had, but he quickly left, and it actually forgot to even make it to the news. This was just kind of like talked amongst knitting groups and book clubs and such, you know?
Yeah. So now that we've established that extremely necessary and important lore, I just kind of want to think about some dog adaptations of other things in town, because I'm enjoying that train of thought.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So what's another thing that we are very into that we want to see recreated, you know?
Transportation.
Transportation.
You want to see a dog on a tiny train? I fucking do.
Yes, I do.
And I want to see who gets to be the conductor that day. Who is it?
Who's going to put on the hat?
Mittens?
Is it Potato?
Is it Potato? When is it his turn, okay?
When is it Potato's time?
Look, Potato's a little goofy, okay? His depth perception isn't great, but it's on a track. Let him in.
You can't mess it up.
The problem is that his owner really wants him to be the conductor, but you know what Potato loves? He loves being in the caboose.
Uh-huh. That's
the wind in his short little hair. He gets to hold his toy and be like, I'm in the caboose. You know, like
maybe there should be Clatfartburg's a pretty walkable town, so I imagine the dogs are not in the car much. So maybe there is a section that's maybe off to the side that is just a car that they put a dog in and just blow a huge fan on them if they want.
Oh, and they can get that experience. And especially without getting car sick, if that's something they're not like,
exactly
great to. And they can choose their own soundtrack, you know.
Because they do have a preference.
They do, of course. These are classy dogs, you know. It can be like, feel the wind on your sun. No one else can live for you. Only you can let it in. No one else. No one else. And then there's also, but you That's horrible out of context.
Yeah, it's
Just
crazy.
doing the whisper part of that song was horrible.
What song is it?
Well, that was Madam Tate McRae. She's
Oh.
she's trying to become the new Britney Spears. It's interesting to see what her pop trajectory will be as she
Ah.
fits a role where we haven't had a dance pop person in a while.
Yeah, I'm very out of touch.
I'm too in touch.
Well, I'm glad we're both there together, you know?
Yeah, it's good. We balance each other out. You tell me a lot. I
tell you a lot about movies from the 80s, and you tell me about what's going on.
Yeah, I'm like, here's the present day.
And I'm like, did you know in 1986?
Oh my gosh. I love the dog window station. That's so cute. Which brings me to the mud bath. Dogs love mud.
Yes.
They love it. They're a bunch of little pigs. So is there a fun theme for a mud section?
Well, here's the thing. I want to say something first, right? I want to say
Of
this
course.
is right next door to Pawnkin's napkins. And the napkin, that's where they get clean. That's where they get dried off.
Fucking towels. Oh my God. And you know, Nancy Pankin has made Pankin's towels now for the dogs. She specifically did it. Got a little paw print on it. She's all about
Pampkin's
that.
towels for pampered pups. Every time I do alliteration, I kind of hate it. Like, I kind of hate it. I don't know why it's something I do so naturally.
There's a sad 14-year-old working the summer job trying to give a tour to somebody who's new to this dog park. And it's so hard to say anything.
Yeah.
They're like, and this is the silly, sometimes sat upon, silly, stupid. Well, I was going to say it was the great stick, but no one's sitting on the
signs
stick.
for these things are so big. They look like those historical plaques.
Yeah.
And that's just the name.
There is actually an audio tour included as well.
With your
if you want to hear
membership.
someone did a really boring in detail how they recreated the miniatures of the entire town.
Oh, and I'd be listening. Oh, I'd be
you'll
on
be
there.
like, I am ready. 5 hours. Here we go.
That's
Let's
the
do
most
it.
interesting audio tour I've ever heard of. So yeah, the mud bath though. What theme could we have for the mud bath? I mean, we could potentially infer a fake business based on this. You know what I mean? Like, what could?
Oh yeah, I like that.
So
It could be a spa. Spa.
it could be. We could be wild. It could be Le Mud Rouge.
Le Mud Rouge. And wouldn't that be such a good dig at Le Marc Rouge for it to just be fucking mud?
Yeah, yeah, and it is right across the street from Nancy Pankin's. So
That's really good. Le Mud Rouge. Now it's a fancy mud place, I guess. Now there is a little burlesque stage where they've got fun little poles and they have little like basically like dog. What's the game where there's a ball on a string on a pole in your tetherball?
yes.
Thank you. Tetherball, basically, but it's like for dogs. But it's funny because
Right.
they're like, oh, they're dancing on stage, but it's just tetherballs.
That's cute.
But there is the burlesque. The burlesque. Does Bertha LaCouscous own a Frenchie?
Is that too?
Or
on
does
the
someone
nose?
maybe someone just owns a Frenchie and they put it in the little mime sweater with the little hat.
Yeah,
And it is a little
it's the
Frenchie.
dog's Halloween costume. De Bertha le couscous.
Oh, and then they have squeaky ketchup bottle toys.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then it's just mud.
And it's mud. And it's mud.
It's mud. Le Marc Rouge, they borrowed someone's toy poodle to, keeping up the facade that they're European,
Right.
and all this shit. And they took this toy poodle that they don't like dogs. They don't know what to do with them. And they saw Le Mud Rouge and it's the angriest they've ever gotten. We haven't really talked about their rage levels, but I think they, I think a Sacre Bleu came out and I think, a middle finger might have approached somebody. I don't know who.
Maybe Austin Butler.
I think they flipped off Austin Butler. I think he represented everything that was wrong because you know what? They finally caught up with him because they're like, oh, this is going to be great for business. If we get Austin Butler to sponsor a ketchup, would that not be fun? It could be the Butler butt squeeze. No. Not the butt squeeze. A bottle of Butler. Austin Butler of ketchup. No, they discuss. And so they go up to him and they're like, hello, Austin Butler. And you're like, hey, hello. I'm enough for 24 hours. Darkness just befell Felicia.
I accidentally turned off my extension cord.
Oh no. The lights are out. Welcome welcome to this pigsty. I've heard this place sucks and it's disgusting. I like mustard. And they're like, you are the most disgusting little pig. I hope you die. Flip them off.
And
then the toy... Marcus, you wouldn't even understand. What is this? Grotesque? That is disgusting. They don't even have good point work, okay? They don't understand. None of these are groom dogs. They are disgusting, Matty. They probably have fleas. I do not understand why this is a thing. This is disgusting. Oh, I need good bread right now. Let us go. Mimi, the toy poodle, and the toy poodle, like, also, like, looks over her shoulder and, like, in dog language, flips off Austin Butler. He doesn't, he can sense that's what's happening.
And that's more hurtful.
Yeah, and then the toy poodle is just, like, happily trotting away. But then, as this fancy hoity-toity toy poodle is leaving the park, you know who's entering?
Who?
Henry Peace Dog. And when they see each other, the strings start playing.
Oh, wow.
A swell of love. And that is how the fancy dog fell for the little piss dog.
They're both French.
The poodle and the piss boy. It's like the princess and the pauper. But
yes.
Dogs and romance, you know?
And piss.
And piss. Mimi and piss dog. You know? It's something.
Pass.
I'm a pass dog. Oh, hey, Austin. Austin, it's me. My name is
Wait,
How would
are
you
we
like to
talking?
end that name? I'm 14 and I work here at the dog park. I'm a big fan of you because I know all the movies you've been in. And I'm not going to list them because you and I both know all the movies you've been in, so I don't have to name them. And I just am really excited to show you everything here. Come on over. That's so weird. You smell. Why aren't you talking? You're just the poster. Oh my gosh. Oh, there you are. Oh my gosh. What are you doing in the saloon? So, there is a vending machine that the dogs can go up to and press a button and they get a treat.
Very good. Like that.
I just like the idea of dogs pretending to do business. I think there should be a business center and the dogs are doing business. They're doing work. They're having meetings. They have
whatever the convention center is.
There's a Zoom call room, but it's just the Zoomy room. And it's like designed to be like, oh yeah, you're running everywhere. Things are crazy. We're going nuts. Oh, the poop bags in this establishment are sturdy.
Yes.
They're nice and they're eco-friendly and they're always refilled and the trash receptacles are never overflowing. It's
great. It's immaculate.
It's beautiful, innovative, apparently.
I've heard sometimes apartment complexes will take samples of all the dogs' poop so that if someone keeps leaving poop on the outside, they can test it and they can know who it is. So maybe this place also does it too, because I feel like they would.
I think that's good because here's an anecdote from my personal life that maybe this was what they did beforehand. Someone has gone around my complex. Usually people are pretty good about it, but someone's gone around with popsicle sticks. And with a red Sharpie, they've written poop. And they'll stick it in the middle of the poop. And then another one, they'll write shit, feces, more poop. And I'm like, and I understand this person because probably what happened is when you're in an apartment and you've reached like your limit on something and one more thing happens and you fucking snap, you're like, it's midnight and I can't handle this anymore. I am going into a manic episode and I'm making popsicle sticks and I'm going out at night and I'm shoving it in poop mounds and I don't fucking care who sees it. Someone came around, the one that said shit, it then had a red Sharpie that scribbled it out, which to me either suggests the complex has left this up. Confusing. Right. The lawn has been mowed. So that means the lawn people were like, drive around that, I guess. Drive around the poopsicles. I know, whatever. But then that suggests to me, did that person go back and go, you know what? Maybe my message won't be heard if I'm cussing. So I'm going to go back with my red Sharpie in the middle of the night so no one can see me.
That was too far.
They were like, I'll just go with poop exclamation point again. They like scratched it out, but they kept the popsicle stick, even though it no longer says anything. It's just a red popsicle stick. And I just was like, also, I'm hoping they already have these popsicle sticks because I could also see a scenario where like, I can't fucking do this. I'm going to Walmart. I'm getting the supplies and I strike at midnight.
And this is what they come up with.
Yeah. Like I haven't had a moment like that before, but I understand that feeling where I've almost like, been like, do I need to fucking ask people at college to wash their fucking hands after they go to the bathroom? That would be great. Please do it. Y'all are disgusting. And they didn't. But no worries. That's not a problem here at this dog park. The Clatfartburg Dog Park.
When I was in college, this is brief, there was someone peed on the bathroom floor, and no one knew who it was, but they were referred to as the pee-pee bandit for 2 years. I was looking through my journal from college, as I mentioned to you before we recorded, and it said in there, the RAs came by to ask me if I peed in the bathroom sink. They said they knew I didn't. I guess the pee-pee bandit has struck again.
Can we take this inspiration?
Yeah.
Someone dresses up, I guess, like your classic, like, cartoon burglar with a mask or whatever, but they're the pee-pee bandit, and they go after, and they have little flags. And if they see a poop that hasn't been picked up after a while, they put a little flag in there. So it's a signal like, hey, if you didn't pick it up, you got to go do it. You know?
Wouldn't that be the poo-poo bandit?
Oh, right. That's the poo-poo bandit. The pee-pee bandit goes around and...
That's Henry's Peace Dog's alter ego. Is a pee-pee bandit.
It's actually Ignatius.
Ignacio Peace Dog.
Ignacio Peace Dog. Whenever he goes to the dog park,
the owner of Henry Piss Dog, to be so clear.
Yes. Sorry, the owner of Henry Piss Dog, Ignacio Peace Dog, dresses up as the pee-pee bandit because it's just so fun. And he thinks it's like he's the pee-pee bandit as like Henry Piss Dog's play palace. Yes. Not realizing it's pee-pee palette. He also just happens to like the color yellow. So his bandana's yellow.
Yeah,
he's not putting it together. He has been peed on by a couple of dogs before. This has happened to me at a dog park. I'm just standing still, and there's something about mastiffs. When they see me, they just like want to urinate on me. And I don't know if that's a solo experience or if other people have had that.
I mean, I haven't, but I'm sure someone else has. Yeah, tell us.
I really need to know I'm not alone, that random dogs will come up to you and just pee on you, because that's not a thing. But if it's in a dog park, I need to know. I can't have that
hanging over you.
Really, yeah. And if that is a thing, I need to figure out why, and if this means something about me, and if I need to like go on a quest or something, you know? The Misty Cove Brook River community, they do a little like senior day with senior dogs.
That's so good.
Dog park. Oh my god, it's so cute. Oh, and there can be History Day where they do history reenactments, but the dogs can dress up.
Yes.
Which dogs hate dressing up, but guess what? There's a magical world where whoever the tailor is of the town has created dog costumes that dogs want to wear. And it's an additional fee day. They close the park at 3 and reopens at 4. And boy, if you aren't ready to recreate the the lake opening, they had a ribbon cutting for the lake. You couldn't swim in it for a long time, and they finally made it swimmable. Yeah, and that's a story for another time. Another day. Oh my god. I'm thinking like the human experience as well here too, because when you're at a dog park, you're standing a lot. Right. There's picnic tables, but you can't really eat your food because dogs will come around and the dogs are standing on the picnic tables. So I'm wondering if there's a nice like human observation deck of some sort. Like you can walk around with your dog, but if you need a breather, you can still see your dog, but you're going to like the observation deck, but you're still a human in a dog's world. So maybe you're like in a giant treat box. Okay. Or you're in a kennel. You're in a kennel.
That's what I was thinking. Like
they put the humans in a kennel.
Yeah.
You're in a kennel. That's so creepy and fun. And then if you have children, the children are just like climbing the kennel.
Yeah.
They also give the children squeaky toys and stuff to play with. So like your kids are in the kennel. The kids are in a cage and your dogs are at the park. You can bring everybody. It's great. Grandma can come down from Misty Brook Cove and hang out with the senior dogs. We've got the foster dogs. They're getting adopted. It's great. There is dog karaoke night because they're working on a dog choir. They've heard that that's a thing somehow. And so there's one person who's really trying to make the dog choir happen. So they've been hosting auditions for the past 3 months. They're still looking for their baritone.
That's going to be tough.
The bloodhound Reba does not want to do it. She's been there, done that. She really just wants to retire and live a happy life of just bathing in the sun and eating as many hamburgers as possible. But she does have the most beautiful boof that this town has ever heard. And so the choir director is trying everything she can to make sure that like maybe Reba does want to be part of this.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like really
They're
hard.
like, we'll even do fancy, Reba. We'll even do fancy. You can do it.
And Reba's like, bro. Bro.
You know, that's your signature.
It's your signature. Why did I just imagine there's a dog that sounds like Christina Aguilera? Because sometimes, like, she's so talented, but I do sometimes think when she does a riff, I'm like, that's like a dog. And I don't know why. I mean,
yeah.
You know,
yeah. Some really melodic dogs in this community.
I think, like, okay, I think there's a giant Saint Bernard, and I think that the giant Saint Bernard will like recreate like he'll what do I want him to do? Do I just want there to be a Saint Bernard? He needs to have a purpose. He needs to have a purpose. I was like, avalanche
do all
training
things need to have a purpose?
No, they don't. There's just a Saint
Saint
Bernard.
Here's something I want to say. I think the
Wow.
Alien Club has sponsored a dog version of Ultimate Frisbee Odyssey.
Oh, that's so good.
Right?
Oh my gosh. And they could be glow in the dark frisbees. It can be at night. They can be running after it, having a great old time while there's like all the comments happening and stuff.
Yeah, maybe there's like a frisbee that
God.
like automatic frisbee dispenser or something, like, you know, stuff like that to make people's lives easier too, you know.
Yeah. Oh, well, I bet they love, like, you can dress up, like, bring your dog and dress them up as the alien. So, like, you know, like, if, I don't think the blacksmith has a dog, but if he did, like, it'd be Glooby and Gloober. You know, like, you can, like, dress up your little dog, and they have a little costume contest, which Alien is, like, you know, out of this world, like, you know, stunning. I love that a lot.
Maybe there's a dog training business that operates out of this place that's like an additional fee, but they activate they're in the Clatfartburg Community College area.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah.
I think that's
I feel
fun.
like, would that person, do you think, take it, like, very, very seriously?
Yes.
Or are they, like, preschool teacher vibe?
Actually, probably more preschool teacher vibes now that you say it.
Okay. I imagine this
It's
person
Mrs.
only...
Parsnip's ex.
Mrs. Parsnip's ex. Oh, this is good. Who do we imagine this person, like, is? Just a little bit more to get their vibe. I mean,
Okay, well, I'm just picturing Jane Lynch from Best in Show.
done. Oh,
So-
I'm so on board with that. It's I'm
Jane
so
Lynch.
on board with that. It's just Jane Lynch.
So maybe a little harsher than preschool, but
Yeah. Janet.
I'll get
Dench.
I'll get a last name for you real quick. I bookmarked the
perfect.
weird words page,
Oh, stunning.
so I'm good with Janet. Janet Skegg.
Janet Skegg.
That's the part of the ship connecting the keel with the bottom of the runner post. Great website. Great website. Thank you so
Wow.
much.
God,
Janet
that's beautiful.
Skegg. So Janet Skegg, who is Mrs. Parsnip's ex, who is a dog trainer at the dog park that is in a small-scale replica of the Clatfartburg Community College. Also, don't ask us the logistics of how large this dog park is, because it does sound like they're the size of actual buildings. They're not. They're the exact size
They're
that
not.
would make this work. There's not, like, heating.
Yeah,
Except
and
for
it's not
some
like
buildings.
they're fully. Only some of the buildings have been fully built out on the interior
Yeah.
to make it like, yes, let's all go in and enjoy. It's only some of them, so
It's
don't
like a
worry
half to
about
quarter
it.
size, probably.
Yeah, and they chose the fun parts of town.
The ceilings
too,
are pretty
I
low.
imagine.
If you're like 6'5",
you
you
would-
got to squat. Except for maybe the training place, because that's like real. That's like an actual building that needs to do things in it, you know?
Yeah, for a while there was like a humans not allowed sign, but then people were like, maybe that's not a good message. I think everyone should be allowed here. They were like, it's for dogs, and the dogs had like a moment, and it was you know, so the humans can go in there, but it's like you wouldn't want to. It's gross.
Right.
Let's be honest. It's like cleaned up, but it's gross. It's just dogs.
What building are we talking about?
slobbering. I was imagining, I guess, Nancy Ponkins. Ponkins.
Yeah.
I was just like, what's a store that's built out in there? Nation package. You had said something earlier I wanted to expand upon. Oh yeah, Janet Skegg. I want to like expand on this operation of the training, because I think that'll be a good way
Because
to kind
I think
of, like,
she probably is the person that runs the dog park.
Yes.
And
I
it
think
is-
that sets the
She's
tone.
probably quite a successful dog trainer and uses the memberships as a way to funnel people into her dog training business, but then also uses her dog training money to fund the park. So it's kind of a they feed back into each other. You know what I mean?
Yes. I imagine she wears the same outfit every day.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe like a hoodie or something. I don't know. But I imagine there's a whistle. Always. Yep. Always a whistle. Always a tool belt filled with multiple different dog treats. She's got a clicker. She's currently working on having one of her dogs do the thing where they hit the button and it says, I want to go outside. Like she's trying to train it.
Yes.
What she doesn't know is that her dog, it's just been coincidence so far, but she thinks like her dog has really learned how to like say really like in-depth things like Austin Butler was really great in that movie, you know, is a button that she like worked on. And Austin Butler was like, oh, wow, that's crazy because I know all the movies I've been in as well. Tons of them. I know them.
I've by a dog before.
Yeah, no.
Why is it turning into Benoit Blanc, you know?
Yes. And then the dog, like, it's like, I want to go potty. But it's been coincidence. But unfortunately, Janet Skagg is about to go do a big thing on, like, a local talk show or something to show off her dog that knows all these things. And it's not going to go well. It's just, she doesn't realize she accidentally was putting treats close to the buttons she wanted the dog to hit without the dog really connecting that, like, oh, I said this, so you do that. You're just seeing the treat. It's her one big mess up in, like, you know, training. But she's really good. She is working on a dog ballet class.
Very nice.
Very fun, very nice. It's a lot of stretching and then, you know, a little hind leg work, but not too much. No dogs are harmed in any of this. All dogs are safe and precious. I think Janet Skagg has an employee that she hates and the employee hates her as well.
Yep.
But I think they're falling in love also. They don't realize it, but they're really angry at each other. Yeah. But it's like
enemies
unhealthy.
To lovers. Enemies
to lovers for sure. I think it's maybe the assistant trainer who uses a different method of like only speaking in dog to dogs. This is, you know, how would you speak a dog to dog and like not expect them to understand it? It's how it works. You know, there's a Duolingo method for it. All dogs speak German. We know this. They respond best to German. This is actually true. They know German best. The harsh syllables and consonants like work well for them. Like it clicks easier for a dog.
Maybe that's her hard line is not speaking dog, but training dogs in German.
Wait. Because Europe. Why would we bring German into this? And the assistant's like, but it's easier if we're doing this more. If we're doing like ballet training, I can't learn Russian that fast. So it's going to have to be German. I'm telling you, they're going to respond well to it, you know? And then it's just being a big thing. So they're having a big fight. It's really... But people on the outside are like, there's something more to this. Like, they can kind of tell. Oh, there is.
But why haven't you quit yet? That's between my business.
Botticini Barge is there filming Dance Moms, but it's like Dance Moms for Dogs, basically, is what's going
dogs.
on.
I mean,
Dance Dogs. And it's just
it's
like...
It's a short project, not an extended one.
It's a short project because it's like no one's ever tried to do dog ballet to such an extent and whatever. And it's talking about the dog owners who are all like gossiping about each other. And then obviously we have the whole like Janet Skagg and the assistant having a whole battle. You know, and it's just been, it's been a lot, and he's getting great footage. Obviously, Henry Pissdog was brought in as a guest star at one point to give the girls encouragement. You know how, like, reality shows are like, we brought in this random-ass person that's somehow supposed to inspire you to go do, like, something totally not related. Henry Pissdog was like... And the dog's like, oh, oh, oh. And then the pirouettes are really stunning after that. And the assistant goes, see, Janet, Henry Pissdog just spoke to them in German. You wouldn't, and
you're saying it's French.
And he's French. And you're hearing what you think is dog. You just don't know German. Okay? You don't know German. I know. I take my Duolingo every day.
Yeah.
Eins Wein, Schnitzel Dein. Oh, look. Oh, sorry. I just had a conversation with a dog. Sorry. I'm sprechen sorry Deutsch, you know? It's like, calm down. I'm sorry. I'm back now. Okay? Like, it's fucking... The assistant trainer is the German high school teacher. Teaches German in high school.
Absolutely.
Which really, it's not a good class. He doesn't know German that well. He knows it enough to get them to pass, and like they'll do fine later in life.
Right.
But you're not. Everything is dog related. You don't learn much about the culture. It's all about dogs. So you do the German class. It's like, oh, you love dogs. This is the dog loving class, and some German with it. I would like to finally, to wrap it out. It's not dog related, but it's cat related. Cat, etc. Yes. I think it would be fun. I know. Structurally, architecturally, this is crazy and doesn't fully make sense. But if the way that they are like, you know, those like hamster playhouses.
Yeah.
Where there's like all those plastic tubes and stuff. That, but for cats. And it goes above ground, it goes underground.
You know how, when I'm actually thinking, have you ever been to like a zoo where they like make pathways up in the trees?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like multiple zoos do that. Where they're like, I think something like that. So maybe the cats have walkways above that are like fully enclosed that they can't get out of. That kind of go above the dog park and let them view. And they do have their own area, but there's like a little kind of walkway you can do with your cat.
I love that. It's so cute. And then like you still get little photo shoots, and then the dogs can like sometimes bark at the cats, and the cats can do that thing where they're like, you stupid fucking cat, you stupid fucking dogs. But they don't understand each other because dogs speak German and cats speak Spanish. No, Egyptian. Cats speak Egyptian, and no one understands each other, and that's why they fight. But that's why when the assistant put together and taught a cat German and taught a dog a little bit of Egyptian, you know what happened? They cuddled on the same dog bed. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. You know?
That's incredible. What language really can bring us together?
It really can, you know?
Yeah, my cat, jumped down from the couch, and it freaked me the fuck out because I thought there was a mouse again. So that was my moment.
Oh my gosh. I'm not one to do this often, but I feel like if we want to, in canon, have our animals in this place, I mean, they are on the Clatfartburg cover art, which we have decided is canon.
Wait, did we put Lego and Fern on there?
Fern is in there, I think.
Did I
make that up? I think she's
Fern
like in the
was
tiny.
supposed to be.
I think you put Lego in there too.
I don't remember anymore.
Well, let's just pretend they're there. I think they're in the square. If I'm making it up, that's okay. I'm retconning it to be true. But
I'll look later because I'm curious. But I think you're right. I think you know, as much as our proxies, because there's got to be a proxy version of us in Clatfartburg. Not that we really interact with the world.
Yeah,
but we do go to this park sometimes.
Yes, if you were to find us, it might be around there. We were not there for the Austin Butler situation.
Lego would hate it. Actually, Lego would not go. But I would have floated the option to him, you know?
Yeah. He might have done that thing where he's like, yes, and then instantly regretted it, and then made it miserable for everybody, and then you left after one. You don't even fully get
I tried
in
to
there.
put a harness on him once, did not go well. He hated it so much, and I wanted to give him the option.
Aw. There's someone in my neighborhood now who walks her cat, and she doesn't pick up her cat's shit.
Actually, though, no, it's okay. All the cats have to get tested so they can't pass any diseases onto each other, so it's all good.
Yes.
There's no worries there.
This is so crazy. I don't even know what to say. I think there should be an event for couples that got together at the dog park where you're like, and here's the litter of Barnaby and Betsy when they met at the dog park, and nobody knew they weren't really spayed, and now we have all these puppies. They're up for adoption. Yay!
Wow, that's incredible.
Anti-littering day. Go get spayed, but then also here are all the puppies that accidentally happened.
Yeah,
so
and also pick up trash.
And pick up trash, pick up your poop, or you'll get a little popsicle stick from the poo-poo burglar. You don't want that. Not at all. Not at all.
Well, thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode.
Oh, thank you, everybody.
Clatfartburg. Thank you, everybody. It's me, awesome.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
I can't believe we could afford Austin Butler to do a cameo. That's crazy.
We really spent all the budget. So thank you so much for your donations on Buy Me a Coffee or your subscriptions.
Yes.
We really appreciate it. We put it towards a good cause. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of Clatfartburg. Hopefully we covered what you wanted in the dog park. And if you have some ideas about things you think would make the dog park better, send us an email at clatfartburg@gmail.com, because we really appreciate any little suggestions, your tiny headcanons and things like that. You can also put them on Spotify comments. We may not always catch them because it's kind of easy to miss them, but we might find them. So this is one.
And if you didn't know, Spotify has a comment section for podcast episodes now. So Check it out.
This is a comment from Kai Riaka, and they said the cover band from the Misty Brook Cove retirement community episode is called the Bards. They're a group of charming elders LARPing as medieval bards. The Bards play covers of everything, but it's done in the style of medieval music. And for the people that opt out, they do a weekly performance in normal garb. And they play like 50s to 80s music, and they play parties and events in towns, and people love the novelty even if they're not into the LARPing, which I agree with. I think that's very sweet.
I love that, and Clatfartburg deserves a good music act, because so far we've only given them shit.
We've really not done a good job for them. And I
They've
think the
now
Bards
got
are
a
solid.
dog choir. Like, it's just getting worse. So honestly, thank God there's something good.
So yeah, if you have any short little suggestions like that or episode topics, you can give us an email at clatfartburg@gmail.com. And if you want any more content from us, you can subscribe to our Buy Me a Coffee. We do fun stuff over there. We just recorded the Gay Hardy Boys Mystery 2, which is called The Case of the Mangled Balls, but not in the way you're thinking. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. It's deranged. It's a lot about baseball, which we didn't expect, and it's not our strong suit.
It was shocking.
But we had a good time.
I think we might have hit it out of the park, if you will.
Oh my gosh.
If you will.
Well, with that all being said, thanks for being here. Thanks for visiting.
Thank you so much for visiting.
And it's me.
Awesome.